I'm Andy, if you've not met me before, and this is just a really quick 15-minute Pilates mat session just to kind of see how all this Facebook Live online stuff goes. So the idea is work the options that work best for you today. So you want to keep your breath moving throughout, so you're not holding your breath at any point. You're trying to keep the exercise smooth and fluid. So modify as you need to modify. If it hurts, don't do it at all. And just keep it nice and smooth and fluid, so that the idea is you've got control over the exercise and you're breathing throughout, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. We're going to start just a little bit expanding mobility and then come down onto the mat. So from here, just going to roll the shoulders back and round a couple of times. It's nice big easy circles. So remember to have a drink when you need to have a drink as well, bringing your arms down to the side. It's going to come into your neutral spine, so bringing your heels, your hips, shoulders and your earlobes in line. You're growing tall through the top of your head. So tuck the chin and lengthen the back of the neck. Bottom ribs are down in line with the front of the hips, and then your hips and your pubic bone in that same line. Front to back, lift up, growing tall. So you just feel your tummy, your core, light up, fire up, switch on. See if you can maintain that nice long line. Taking your head to the side, over to the other side. And one more to either side. Last one. From there, you're going to turn your chin around. If it's comfy, tipping your head back and then rolling down and around to the other side. Again, if it's comfy, tipping your head back. And then one more time to either side. Stretch the back and sides of your neck. Bring your head back to centre. Back to that nice long, tall, neutral spine. Just checking you're not squeezing your knees, you'll find your bum for dear life. From here, we're going to do one roll down. So softening your knees, tilt your chin down. Really take the time to feel like you're rolling down through the spine. So as you breathe out, roll down one vertebra at a time. Till you get to where it feels okay for you. So knees halfway if that's good, further if that's good. Breath in, feel the breath coming into the back of your rib cage. And then as you breathe out, roll and restack. Come all the way back up, find your neutral again. Circle the arms one way and the other way. Lift up onto the toes. Lower the heels back down. From there, bringing your heels together. So your toes, well your legs rather, turned out. So your feet are probably pointing about 5 to 1-ish. You're going to keep your heels squeezing together as much as you can do, or your legs squeezing together as much as you can do. Then lift back up onto the tiptoes. And then lower back down. So we're going to do about 4 of everything, roughly. Got 2. Keep the heels pressing together. And 1. And we're going to add in a knee bend. So you're keeping your legs in the same turnout. This is how we work through your ankles a little bit differently to normal. Keeping your heels flat down. So bend your knees. So you come down into a squat or a knee bend. Keep the heels flat down. Lift up, straighten the legs. Lift back up onto your tiptoes. So heels come down, knees bend, send your bum back, keep the heels down, lift back to the toes, and then last 2. So come into your weird squat, weird knee bend, onto the toes, and then the last one. So you've got your weird squat, that's it, and then up into your tiptoes. Bring the arms down, bring the legs back to centre, just roll the shoulders again. From here, we're going to do one more roll down, and we're going to walk out onto hands and knees. We're going to do 2 sets of push-ups. So you can do a push-up, box push-up, 3/4 push-up, full length push-up, whichever push-up option you want. If you're close to window sit, or a sofa, or a chair, and you want to rest your hands on the chair so it's less pressure going through your wrists, do it that way if you want to. We're going to go for 4 wide arm push-ups, so your arms are probably slightly wider than your mat, wider than your shoulders if you've got mat. And then we're going to go for narrow ones, so these are going to work your triceps a bit more. And as you lower into your push-up, you're trying to keep your elbows, your arms tucked into your ribcage as much as you can do. So maybe you won't go quite so low on the second set, but wherever you get to is good. So you're going to come to the end of your mat, soften the knees, roll back down through your spine. Then bend your knees as much as you need to get your hands down on the floor, walking your hands up. Set yourself up. So we're going to start on hands and knees, and then you can straighten your legs out a little bit, all the way if you want to. You're going to press yourself away from the floor. So your ribs are in, lengthen from your tailbone to your head. So you feel your tummy, you've got a little bit of work going on in your tummy already. Stay here if you want. You're going to take your hands slightly wider than your mat maybe. You've got your 3/4 push-ups, your knees a little bit further back. Tuck the toes under if you want to lift up. Or you can work up here on your chair or your windowsill if you want to. So you're working here. So it's less work, less weight, less strain going through your wrists. We're going to go for 4. So set yourself up, whichever option you want to work on. Keep the connection in your core. We're going to lower for 4, for 3, for 2, and then your last one. From here, knees come down, bring the hands back in. Pull back, child's pose. You can stand hands and knees if you're happy with downward dog. Coming into downward dog. If you're doing downward dog, make sure your fingers are spread. You've got good base in the hands. Lift the hips up and back. Keep the knees bent. Feel like you're pushing yourself away from the floor. Have a breath, recover for breath, and then we're going to do our second set. Come back down onto your knees. And this is the one you're going to tuck your elbows in. So your hands are pretty much under your shoulders. You want your elbows to go backwards. So the inner eye of your elbow, see if you can point it forwards. It's different for everybody's arms though, so you might not get all the way. And again, box, 3/4, full length push up. Move back a little bit. We've got 4 more here. So we're going to lower down, press back up, try and keep your elbows tucked into your ribs. Got 2. And then 1 more. Bring the knees down, pull back, child's pose this time if you want to. Again, just recover for breath. And from there, coming over onto your back. So if you normally have a cushion or a pillow or a pad or a block or something under your head in your class, I would set yourself up the same when you're at home. So when you're lying down here on your back, you're in your neutral spine. So your ribs, your hips, your head are weighted on the floor. Ribs are down, you've got a little bit of a gap in your lower back. So you're going to maintain that nice neutral spine, your natural spinal curves. We're going to sweep the arms up and back. Keep your ribs down, so try not to lose that neutral spine. Try not to feel the arch getting any bigger. As you breathe out, think about drawing your tummy in and up, pelvic floor, in and up. Sweep the arms up and over. And look towards your legs. Reach your fingers to the end of the mat. Inhale as you lower. So these are your basic ab preps. Again, as you breathe out, head, shoulders lift up. Arms sweep over. We've got 2. And then 1 more. Lower back down. Same thing with the feet on the floor. If you want to add on to it, make it a tiny bit more challenging, lengthen your legs out. But keep your legs active, keep the toes pulling back. We've got 4 more. So exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. You're reaching for your toes, you're looking for your toes if your legs are long. And the next one's your last one. Lower back down, bring your feet back on the floor if you want to. Keep the legs long if you're good there. We're going to add in a twist. So your hands come to the side of your head. You're going to lift your right knee up. So if you're here and you're with your feet on the floor, you're going to lift and twist to that right knee. Or if your legs are long, you're going to lift and twist to your right knee. So as you breathe out, lift that right knee, twist towards your right knee, keep the hips nice and still, leg coming lower, and we switch sides. Two more to either side. Last one to either side. So you're going to finish twisting to your left side. Lengthen the legs, stretching out. From here, you'll roll over onto one side. Prop yourself up on your elbow if that's good. If that's not coming for your elbow or your shoulder, you can work all the way down here. We're going to lift and lower our top legs. The bottom legs just lifted, bent up out of the way. Press yourself, lift yourself away from the floor. So this lower side's working. Got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift the leg, tap the toes down to the front, tap the heel down to the back. Toes in front, tap the heel down behind. Got 2, and 1. We're going to reverse it, so lift the leg, tap the heel down in front, tap the toes down behind. So heel down in front, toes down behind, 2, and 1. Lift up into a side bend stretch. And then come back down onto our side for our twist. You can do your seated twist here if you prefer. Otherwise, we're back on our forearm. Stack the knees, lift your hips if you can. Reach the arm up, and you're going to twist for 4, for 3. Press the hips forward, squeeze your bum as you lift up, for 2. Last one. Lower down. Back to the side then stretch. Spring your legs in front if you're not happy with mermaid legs. From here, we're going to lift up. We're going to do hip lift. So you're going to sit back on your heels, so that's your toes tucked or untucked. Going to lift up, press the hips forward and lower. Add your arms in. We've got 3, for 2, and 1. And we're going to do mermaid hip lift. So if you're happy with these ones, stick with these ones for another set. If you're good with your mermaid, your legs around and to the side and mermaid legs, we're going to do mermaid legs. If you want a little bit of help, bring your hands onto the floor. So you're going to lean forwards and back from the floor. Otherwise, hands on your hips. And lift up for 4. Got 3. For 2. And 1. Swing, sweep your legs around to the side. We lower down here. Same thing, hands on the floor, fingers on the floor. If you want a little bit of support, give yourself a little bit of help. Otherwise, we've got 4 more here. So you're going to lift up, press the hips forward. You've got 3, for 2, and 1. We lower back down. We're going to come down onto our second side. So if you're comfortable propping yourself up here, come to here, otherwise lie all the way down on your side. Bring that bottom leg up in front, lengthen out your top leg, lift yourself away from the floor. So you've got 4, lift and lowers for 3, 2, and 1. Lift the leg back up, tap the toes down in front, lift, tap the heel down at the back. So toes down in front, tap the heel down, go 2, and 1. The leg, this time tap the heel down in front, tap the toes down behind. So you've got 3, heel down in front, toes down, behind, 2, and 1. Lift up, side bend stretch, swing your legs in front, remember if that works better. And we've got our twist. So you've got your seated twists here if you prefer. It's less work for your shoulder. And as you come back down onto our forearm, stack your legs, lift your hips if you can. 4 twists here. Try and press your hips forward throughout, so it's just your rib cage upwards that's twisting. 2. And last one. Lower back down. Second side then stretch on the side. From there, you're going to come down onto your tummy. And your hands, goalpost arms, if that's good, so elbows, shoulders, inline, chest comes all the way down, head comes all the way down. Bring your arms a bit closer in if you prefer. Your arms are just resting on the floor, they're not doing anything. As you breathe out, you're going to peel your head, your chest up. Inhale to lower. So exhale to lift. Grow long, head to toes. Go 2. And 1 more. We're going to change our arms. So we're going to add our arms in. Keep going with this option if you're good with this option. We're going to do our breaststroke arms. So hands probably come under your shoulders. And breathe out, lift up, stretch your arms in front. Sweep your arms back to your legs. It lifts you up a little bit higher. We lower back down. So breath out to lift. Stretch long arms in front. Sweep the arms back, tap your legs and lower. Go 2. Last one. Rest back down. Rest the head for a second. Well, for a few seconds we're going to do our leg lifts. So alternate leg lifts. Keep the hips down, keep the hips still. Knees are straight. One more on either leg. We're going to add in our back extensions again, with or without your arms. Slightly faster with the legs, so you're going to kick your legs more this time if you're doing this option. So when you're ready, you're going to lift up, legs are kicking, send the arms in front, sweep the arms all the way back to the legs, and we lower. So breath out to lift. Breath in as you lower. Last one. From there you can pull back to your child's pose. Knees wide, toes together. Have a stretch. So you roll slowly back up. We're just going to stretch through the front of the hips. So you come back up onto your knees. And step the right foot in front. Tailbone taps under. So flatten through your lower back. Press the hips forward. Squeeze the elbows together. And then we switch legs. So we're not lowering the hips down to the floor, trying to keep that hip on top of the knee pretty much. So tailbone tucks under, press the hips forward, pull the knee forward, squeeze the elbows together. Tuck your back toes under. You're going to push off your back foot. So we step through, back to standing, and you're done. So thank you very much for joining me. Hopefully that's all right. Have a good rest of your day or evening. See you again next time.